No, but for real, I'm pretty sure this is just nasty Hunger Games. Or maybe a Fortnite map?
How do we kill them?
However you can.
Come on. They're the most dangerous killers on our planet, but this isn't our planet. Somebody was just dropping unnecessary levels of fire there, and simultaneously putting down pretty much the exact sequel that Predator always needed. You know, just ripping off the same concept, trying to go bigger, wilder, expand the lore around it. Not saying it's amazing or anything, I'm just saying it's the smart play. Predator stars Adrian Brody, Alice Braga, Topher Grace, Walton Goggins, Mahershala Ali, Danny Trejo, Lawrence Fishburne, and more as some of the most dangerous human beings alive. We're talking Spetsnaz, African Death Squads, Black Ops, cartel enforcers, highly trained snipers, all sorts. And they get dropped down. They wake up in free fall, land, parachute out of a plane somewhere onto this jungle where they have no idea where they are. Everything seems wrong, and they slowly begin to realize it's not our planet, and they're being hunted in a hunting game planet by something much more deadly than any of them, if that's even possible. We know it. We know it's predators. We know it is, yeah, but but they don't. So we're gonna spend the first 40 minutes and then working out what. This is a pretty good film. Predator didn't know it was part of a franchise, so honestly, this is the most Predator a film has been so far. Feels enveloped in what makes this franchise tick. So they kill off Danny Trejo because he's contractually obligated to die first, so we can fit 1,000,000 films into his resume. Then they kill off the black guy. Then they introduce the other black guy. And then they kill him off. Oh boy. So yeah, it is a film where they're trying to work on this a lot of the time, work out what's going on. We already know what's going on, which is difficult to pull off, but the way they do it is acceptable. However, what is not acceptable, what's just baffling, is every single character and casting choice they make in this film. What is going on here? I mean, just having Danny Trejo playing himself, pretty much, that's to be expected if you're doing that, and fine, whatever. But Adrian Brody as the lead in an action film, as big action star, action man, it's 2010, so he's very much doing a husky, I'm Batman kind of voice, but not quite. It's that energy, and you're just looking at him going, not that this hugely doesn't work or anything, but just, really? And then you've got, Topher Grace. Just his entire character, what was that? What was every choice that made? If you removed him entirely from the film, you would at least not lose anything, arguably make it better. And then Lawrence Fishburne, same deal, just what? And Walton Goggins, his character, a whole scene where he's talking about we're not really meant to use that word online anymore, but that's the thing for me. The single thing that I find worst about this film is probably the casting, okay? The writing's also kind of simplistic and honestly just steals a lot from, Predator, but as much as there are all of those things, there are some things that are actually really good about this. I do think, in just terms of aura farming scenes, there's great moments. And action scenes, just genuinely. My thing is, I believe there are as many big question mark, what the fuck, why did you do this things in this film, as there are actually, hell yeah, things about this film. You kind of go why everything about Walton Goggins' character? What was any of that as a choice? But then the Japanese guy with the samurai sword fighting the Predator in that scene. I feel like that scene alone, more than anything else, in any of the opening 3 to 5 films in this franchise, informed them on what works and what they should do going forwards. Because the whole thing with Killer of Killers, the whole thing with Prey, everything they seem to be going for, started there in my opinion. It's awesome. It's so funny to me how much they refer to themselves as bad people, the monsters of our world. They say these kind of things, and then in every case they're willing to go back and sacrifice themselves for the other people. And are the filmmakers trying to make a point that the tribalism effect would mean that if we actually encountered aliens, we would just band together as all humans? Because I don't feel like that's true, but well, that's not impossible. It doesn't matter. I think that as much as it's easy to make fun of this film for a number of various things, just copying the original Predator, all of the casting and character choices, the writing being kind of goofy at times, Predators is still a film that when somebody brings it up in conversation, I'm kind of hell yeah. and I can rewatch it anytime. It is an enjoyable film. It is, like I said, one of the most Predator films there has been yet. You know, Predator 2 doesn't really feel like a Predator film. The AVP films, don't even talk to me. But this one genuinely feels like it's in the spirit of what makes Predator the franchise tick. What makes it itself, really. So I'm giving, even in the alien jungle, pick the bear, men are atrocious, 3.5 stars. Yeah, like, all of the characters. Like, I guess Alice Braga's, but then, like, she's like, oh wow, we're monsters, and then she tells the one thing, like, she's ever done that's not good. Like, she just seems like a super good person. So do, like, half of them. And I just don't believe that for, like, the most vicious killers on the planet. Like,